Good morning, everybody. What a beautiful winter's morning it is. I hope you all had a nice Christmas. Certainly my muffin around my waist has grown slightly, so the jeans are a little tight today, so I'll be working on that. As I mentioned before, I thought I would talk to you a little bit about CBD oil and hemp, which is the plant that it is derived from. Hi, Virginia. You're downstairs, I'm upstairs. Thanks for coming in today. So, the hemp plant is an ancient plant. It's been mentioned in the Bible. It's been around so long. The first Bible apparently has been printed on hemp, the first dollar bill. No, not sure about that one. Certainly the first Levi's was made of hemp fiber. And before I continue any further, I am no chemist, I am no doctor, and anything I tell you here is to increase your curiosity and to go and look it up and check in that, find out more about yourself, find out more information about all the things I'm going to talk to you about. So hemp is a really ancient plant. Its Latin name is called cannabis sativa, and it is known most of all probably as the marijuana or psychedelic drug, as getting high from it. There are a lot of species of cannabis sativa. I think there's about 600, and the one I'm going to talk to you about is the industrial form of it, which means that the drug component called THC, tetrahydrocannabinol, has been bred out of it, if you like, and it is usually below a 0.2%, 0.02%. So that's a regulation that was set that allows the industrial hemp plant to be used for food and other uses. So from this hemp plant, and I think I want to show you one, I went onto an Irish website called Celtic Wind Crops, which is one of the producers of the CBD oil. The hemp plant is actually a really fast growing plant. It's in the nettle family, and it is a fiber producing plant in the stalk, and it is also a seed producing plant, and it's a beautiful plant. So let me see, can you see it here? So this is actually a picture from the website of Celtic Wind, the company that is one of the producers of CBD oil, and they are based in County Louth. So this is the hemp plant. It grows to about 2 to 3 meters within 4 months. So it is a weed, and that's why it's called that. It grows naturally without the use of pesticides and weed killers because pests don't like eating it, and it grows so dense that any other weed dies away. So it is naturally a very environmentally friendly plant. It also amazingly can grow on really wet soil. It must not be stagnant water, but it can grow very well in moist conditions. So Ireland makes it quite a good host for it. It has a very fast turnaround at 4 months of a crop. It's a fast growing plant, and it can be used for so many things. So you have the stalk, which gives us fiber, and is one of the hardest wearing fibers And if you've ever worn a hemp t-shirt, it is a very comfortable feel, and it's a breathable fiber. It's not as wrinkly as linen. It regulates body temperature, so it's a really wonderful fabric. This is the stalk, and it's so durable, and probably you know it also from maybe plumbing. Plumbers used to use hemp twine, and also, of course, the twine was used in ropage many years ago until nylon was invented, and then the trouble started in the, again, check on dates, I think in the 1940s. That's when the hemp plantations started to be getting bad names, because we had now nylon, and these natural crops then started to be getting a bad name for being a drug and had to be destroyed. Really an interesting story, the story of hemp. Then we have the seed, and the hemp seed sits on top of the stalk, and that's what they look like, little brown seeds. They're quite hard. The husk is quite hard, but what is amazing about it is the inside of the seed. It's also an oil producing plant, and I'm sure at this point we all are aware of hemp seed oil, or this is all back to front, but do come in and have a look at it. So from the seed we get this most nutritious food oil. The seeds are being cold pressed. What that means is that under the exclusion of light and air, the seeds are being pressed really, really slowly, so that very little heat is created in the pressing process. This happens with all cold pressed oils and seeds. Then this fabulous dark green oil is pressed out of the seeds, and it is very rich in the omegas, contains 3, 6 and 9. Hemp is also known for its high content of gamma-linolenic acid. It's one of the fatty acids that's also found in evening primrose oil and hemp. The nutritional side of hemp, what's wonderful as well, is that it contains all amino acids, and amino acids are the building blocks for protein. And it contains not only the non-essential amino acids, but also the essential amino acids. And non-essential means we can, our body is able to make them itself. Essential amino acids and essential fatty acids are products, are substances that we need to take in through our nutrition, that we cannot make ourselves. So we need to eat them. And hemp has a wonderful spectrum of nutrition, of the good fats and also the amino acids. And because of its, pests don't like it, so it's also very, very good for our immune system. Again, supposedly, allegedly, I'm not making any claims, but I find it to be one of my favorites. Anytime I get a sore throat, I'd even gargle with it. So this fully nutritious seed gives us the wonderful hemp seed oil. Now we haven't come yet to, then there's a flower on top, of course. Most plants have a flower, and the flower produces wonderful calming teas. Herbal teas, of course, it's not a tea, it's actually an infusion. And it has a similar dry taste to nettle, and wonderful cleansing properties, like all our herbal infusions are very nice to take and very calming. So we've done the seed, we've done the oil, we've done the flowers, we've done the stalk, which is fiber, and the shredded stalk is often used in bedding for horses, because not only is it a non-allergen bedding, but anybody that has ever walked through a hemp field, and I intend visiting the farm in Louth this year, it opens up your airways. Walking through a hemp field opens up the airways and you get to breathe really deeply. So it's used a lot in racehorses as bedding, because a lot of horses can be allergic to, react really badly to straw and to all the dry dust that they stand on. So that's another industry that hemp, industrial hemp, is really, really beneficial, finding its use in. So what is the CBD oil? Now, CBD is short for, and I have a cheat sheet here, it's short for cannabidiol, and it is a phytocannabinoid. Now, a couple of big words there, and again, I'm not a chemist, and neither do I expect any one of you to know these things or remember them even, but if you're interested, look it up. I find it quite fascinating. So we have the cannabidiol, which is the long version of CBD, and it's a so-called phytocannabinoid. Now, phyto simply means plant, or plant. So phytotherapy is a therapy done with herbals, with plants. Phytoestrogen, you may have heard, is an estrogen that's derived from a plant. So cannabidiol is a cannabinoid, and so is the THC. Now, the THC is the substance that gives the drug effect that makes people high, and both are present in the cannabis sativa plant. But the species we are talking about are EU certified and, of course, registered species that are being used to grow these plants in Europe. Whoever grows such plants needs to have a license from the Department of Agriculture. It is then in an enclosed area where it can be tested, of course, whether there is any other species growing. So it is quite an effort to grow hemp, and I applaud anybody that does this. So the cannabidiol, the CBD, is being extracted from the hemp plant by a process called CO2 extraction, which means that CO2 is fed through plant material. And this also can happen in other essential oil productions or plant extract productions, like we know it from neem oil as well. So the CBD oil that is then extracted from the plant through this process is a very high potency essence of the plant. The company then takes this essence, which is pretty much like an essential oil, and I'll get to that in a minute, and then adds this to some hemp seed oil in our little bottles. And I'd love to show you a little bottle, but I'm actually sold out of them, so I can't show you the bottles until the new year, when I get more of them in stock. So now we have this cannabidiol CBD infused in hemp seed oil in a certain percentage, and I guess the producers choose what percentage they are using. In the case of the Celtic Wind oil, it's a 5% CBD oil, and the cannabidiol or CBD has been researched quite a lot, and it has been found that it may aid in reduction of stress. It has been found to possibly aid in the reduction of epileptic seizures. Again, I urge you to look up these research papers. I'm not in a position to make any claims here, neither do I want to. But certainly it's become very, very popular in the use of pain reduction, in the use of anti-inflammatory use for the body, and it's really a wonderful thing. And I'm sure there is going to be much more research done, and I'm delighted we can see hemp having reclaimed a place in everyday life, because it is such a wonderful plant. And it's getting a bad name through the THC, which also, even though it's in its low form, is very important to contribute to the effect of the CBD oil, because every plant has a synergy of all its individual components. So in my view, it's important to keep as much of that synergy when we extract something from the plant, whether that plant is infused or whether it's been steam distilled or macerated or through CO2 extracts. So because all these individual components make for the complete potency of the plant, helping us achieve better results. So it's a product that's, you know, becoming more and more mainstream. I hear from my customers that it's still being ordered online and it's still a bit hush-hush and it's still deemed to be illegal to have it. No, we are now allowed to sell it in the store. And I would like to invite you to come in and talk to me about it. Some of you may know that when I first started my business, my first store was called Hemp and Things. And the reason was that prior to the store, I was the distributor of a product, organic hemp product range called Hemp Cottage. And it was the first full organic hemp food and hemp body care range in Ireland. And so I traveled throughout the country with this range, really educating store owners and consumers at trade shows about hemp. And I'm very proud of that time, actually. And I was so passionate, and I still am very passionate about hemp and the place it has and should have in our food chain. So it's great to see it come into the stores, and you know, seeing now that the hemp seeds and the hemp oil and so on are very recognized in everybody's kitchen and diet, and now to see the CBD oil come in, it'll take more education and making it common knowledge that it is not a drug. You will not get high from it. It has fabulous properties, and I really, really urge you to look into it and learn about it and find out about it. Hemp has a fascinating story. It's really, the history of hemp is absolutely amazing. And I might just mention as well, while I talk about extractions, the same applies to purchasing essential oils. You know the little guys? Let me just get one there. Let's see what we have here. These little guys, happens to be an essential oil of orange, and you know, ultimately the CBD oil is similar to an essential oil from the hemp plant. So when buying any of these essences, because the essential oils are actually not oils, they're extracts, and so is the CBD oil, but it has been infused in hemp oil to make it easier to take. These little guys are not for consumption for the most part, but when you're buying essential oils, again, I'm all about quality. So question everything. My favorite line, question everything, including myself. So when you buy an essential oil, whether it's lavender or tea tree or rosemary or rosary, anyone you like to buy, it is really important to check on the label the source of the essential oil, because a lot of them are sold in synthetic form, which have no therapeutic, they have zero therapeutic value. They smell like something, they may smell like lavender, but they will not help you go to sleep. They will not have any therapeutic value at all. They're just a copy of the natural makeup and made smell like some of the plants. So when buying essential oils, what you need to find out is every bottle that you buy must have, of course we have orange on here, it must have the Latin name of the plant on the bottle. like I just said, cannabis sativa is the Latin name for the hemp plant. So you're looking out for the Latin name of the essential oil. In this case, Orange Citrus aurensis. You would also look for and I'm looking at the labels because here it is. You're also looking for the part of the plant that the oil has been extracted from. In the case of orange, it's the peel that has been pressed, and this also has to be mentioned. So we have orange, Latin name. The peel is the part of the plant, and it has been pressed. So in this case, the peels of oranges are simply being squashed down. So the essential oil actually comes from the peel of the orange. And we know this when we cut an orange, or we poke into an orange or a lemon or mandarin, citrus fruit. You know, the spritz that comes out of it is actually the essential oil, not the juice. The juice is inside the fruit. So we have Latin name, we have the part of the plant that is been used, we have the extraction method, and also very important is the country of origin where the essential oil is coming from. And unless all this information is on the essential oil bottle, I would really urge you not to buy that essential oil. And there is still then difference in quality, whether they are certified organic, which would also be mentioned. They might be wild harvested, which is, you know, a plant that's grown in an unspoiled environment, and it's wonderful quality as well. So this is just a little bit of more information about extracts and essential oils. Hemp, please, let's start the conversation. I love talking about hemp. I could just keep going about it, but I'd rather you tell me what it is you'd like to know. And Andrea, hi, I'd love to try the hemp infusion tea, as I like nettle tea. Sounds good. Yeah, actually I must look into the hemp tea again, because since I've discontinued the distribution of hemp cottage, I haven't seen any other hemp tea or herbal infusion, but certainly let's get in touch with Celtic Wind and see if they have, maybe as a byproduct of their CBD oil, they might have some herbal infusions as well. Or if you know of anybody that distributes it, please let me know. I would know a German company, but I'm not sure whether they are distributing in Ireland now. So I think I'm going to end on this note. I would love to hear back from you if you like this information, if you're enjoying the, you know, exchange of knowledge, for want of a better word. Let me know, and check in with me here on Facebook. We have the app as well. The link is posted down further on the app, all these feeds. So even if someone is not on Facebook, they can get all this Facebook feed on the app, and you just download it to your smartphone. And I see Rosemary's here as well. Hi, Maureen. So nice to see you watch. Yeah, I'd like to wish you a good transition into the year 2018. I'll be doing a lot of I'll be doing a lot of educational videos on my soon coming brand new website. And thank you, Andrea. Very informative. Thanks very much. It's hard to figure out whether it makes sense or not. And Peter is watching as well. Well, Peter, you're having a week off. Wonderful. I hope you're not all feeling as blown up as I feel today, but yeah, it's good weather for going for walks. So thank you all for checking in, and do come in. Love talking about essential oil. Another thing I distributed in Ireland was the Primavera range. Love talking about hemp. Love talking, right, Peter? I know that. So have a wonderful week, and best wishes for the new year if I don't see you before. Some of you I will, I'm sure, I hope anyway. And yeah, please comment and check in and ask questions and question everything. Have a wonderful time. See you all. Bye.